What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're going to be going over a little update on SNDL. Check it out. Alright guys, so let's jump into this much anticipated video on SNDL. We're going to go over some updates on what's been going on with SNDL throughout the week here, the last week of February, and what maybe could be unfolding as time passes. All right, before we do and move any further, I need you to do me one quick favor. I know you thoroughly enjoy these videos, so smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. All right, make sure you smash that like button. It really helps me out tremendously with the channel. And comment in the comment section below. I want to know your thoughts on SNDL. Even if it's just a rocket shape emoji, it's perfectly fine. Go ahead and send it. Now, SNDL, we know that this week SNDL closed off a $22 million investment into Indiva. All right, so they've invested $22 million into Indiva. Pretty cool. That's pretty nice, right? We always like to see companies growing, making investments, strategic partnerships, and such. So that's one that they've been able to do. That generally something that bodes well for the company itself, right? So that's something that you want to see. You want to see a company that's active, that's actively seeking out partnerships, agreements. You want to see them actively seeking out mergers, stuff like that. So that's something that we can probably give a little clap to SNDL for. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what is Indiva going to do with that $22 million infusion? Well, Indiva's going to go ahead and take some of that money, if not most of it, it depends, right? And pay off some debt. That's right, they're going to liquidate some debt, and that's always a smart thing to do. As a company, you want to have a good balance sheet. You want to be attractive. So they want to liquidate some debt, get rid of that, and start focusing better on their growth. And it's very, very hard for an individual, so let alone a company, be able to grow on crippling debt, let's say. Now, SNDL, it's not all rainbows and sunshines. This is something that we know, right? SNDL has been offering after offering after offering, and that's been a problem because they keep diluting the shareholders. I hold no position in SNDL. I have a couple of friends who do have a position in SNDL, and one of them that's averaged down quite a lot. So what can this mean? Well, if they continue down this path, they're going to keep diluting these shareholders, and the share price is going to have that much more trouble jumping back up. And everyone wants SNDL back up over $2. And throughout this week, at one point, it gave everybody a little tease. But just like I said in my other video, it's going to be very, very hard, very difficult for SNDL to get back over $2. There's just so much bag holding going on that any of those pops is generally going to get sold into a little bit more aggressively than one would want. Much like GME. Everyone was all like, Jesse, you were wrong about GME. Was I really though? I don't think I was. I told you any pops through 100 were going to get sold into. And right now as it stands, GME is at about $98. It's been sold into because there's a lot of bag holders that want to get rid of shares. Okay, and that's happening with SNDL as well. In a little while, we'll jump into the chart and I'll show you my analysis on the chart as well. Now, SNDL, they have over $98 million in warrants ranging. Okay, these warrants range from 80 cents to $1.10. So it's ranging from a pretty big range there, and we're talking about over 98 million. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 98,300,000 and something. So there are a boatload of warrants out there that are going to be exercised, meaning this float is only going to get bigger. All right, and that's something that one needs to be aware if you are an investor, if you are, or even if you're a swing trader, right, that you might have gotten caught in this thing. So it's something that people need to be made aware of. Now, another thing that people need to be made aware of is the daytraderchatroom.com. Check out the link in the description section below and in the comment section. You can come join us for 5 days for $5, or you can download the free course. I'm going to leave it down there for you as well. Also, of course, we all know Robinhood has done the people extremely dirty over the last few weeks. So if you're so inclined to look for a new broker, Webull's down there in the description and comment section. You can download the app, fund your account with $100. You're going to get 2 free stocks. That is free money, my friends. And I know none of you like to turn your head away from free money. So go ahead and make sure you look at that and maybe take advantage of it and jump on it and get those 2 free stocks. Now, the next thing for SNDL that we need to know and be made aware of is that after those 98 million warrants are exercised, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be exercised for cash, but guess what's going to happen? SNDL is going to do it again. and they're going to do it again for the same amount of warrants, only this time they're going to be exercisable at $1.50. Okay, that's what's going to happen there with SNDL. So SNDL, you know, this dilution's not over yet. It's just not over. However, it kind of makes you think, well, this price should stay at least above 80 cents. And I would be so inclined to agree with you on that. The price should stay above 80 cents, but what we're going to do there is we're going to jump into the charts themselves and check those out, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into the charts. As we do, make sure you check out my Patreon. If you like these type of profile videos and you want me to do more, please go check those out. As soon as I get that Patreon up to 100 Patreons, I'm going to be doing much more of these and a lot more in depth as well, because it's going to give me more time. So let's jump into the chart right here. And here you see SNDL. This is the daily chart on SNDL. Let's go take a quick look at the hourly chart. And that hourly chart, my friends, does not look friendly at all. That's a nasty downtrend resistance line that's being placed in there. Okay, we have found some support in front of $1. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is not a misprint. I literally saw that day shares go off at $1 on the tape. So that's pretty crazy. I remember this day like it was yesterday. So yeah, you have SNDL here. It's been downtrending. It's been downtrending. This drop was on big volume. This drop here was on big volume. The bounces have been on kind of weakish volume. All right, so that's something that one wants to take into account. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into the daily chart itself. Now here's your daily chart on SNDL. It hasn't changed a whole lot. It hasn't changed a whole lot with the exception of this day right here where it reached a high of 165. Okay, on that day, people were very excited about SNDL and many people averaged down some. Okay, so thinking that it was going to start to squeeze back up to the twos. I told my buddies, I was like, look, I don't see this going up to the twos. And sure enough, you can go visit my older video on this. I have 2 other videos on SNDL, and both of them talk about exactly the ranges we have tapped so far. All right, now at this point on SNDL, if it cannot sustain $1.40, okay, which coincides with this top here, these tops here, this bottom here, and this bottom here, if it cannot sustain that 140, I have to think that SNDL is going to come right back down here to the dollar area, and it's just going to consolidate maybe between 90 some odd cents to $1.20 to $1.30, and maybe establish a range there, a channel of itself, just $1, $1.20, $1.30, $1.15, like that, you know, over and over and over again. I just think that that might be more plausible than getting SNDL up over $2 and holding anytime soon. You know, barring any amazing news, technically speaking, and looking at those fundamentals we went over at the start of the video, I would expect SNDL to maybe get down here and test this 50-day moving average that's just underneath $1 over the course of the next week or so. It's potentially very possible, in my opinion. Okay, these are just my opinions, obviously, based off of what we're going over here. This is basically me making my own plan, right? And then putting it out on YouTube for you guys to listen to, and then maybe converse with me in the comment section about it and giving me your opinions and ideas based on maybe some other stuff you've read. So far, that information that I shared at the start is the best information that I've been able to locate thus far. Now, if it does get down there, you know, it could be intriguing for a swing trade. It's not really something that I'm looking to invest in. When it comes to these MJ companies, I'm more inclined to invest in the American companies, and that's really what I'm waiting for here. But I know people have asked me in the comment section to make another video of SNDL recently, so I wanted to go ahead and make that one here. And as you can see, we've had that deep pullback. Okay, we've had that deep pullback, a little bit of a bounce. This was a big bounce day in the overall markets as well. And now we've found that resistance, and it just has that heavy feeling to it there. If it breaks underneath 130, you know, that 130 line, 140 to 130 line, I think is when we go back down here to the dollar area over the course of, let's say, a week. Let's say a week. You know, just depending on the sector as well. If the sector starts to catch fire again, then, you know, it might consolidate above that 140. But that's the whole point. If it breaks underneath 140, 130, then we have a shot at getting deeper pullback. If it holds that level, then we might see more consolidation going on between that 150, the 130s to the 160s. Okay, that's what I think. based off of the chart and based off of what we went over at the start. But now we've kind of gone over my opinion. I want to know what your thoughts are on the whole subject, and I want you to drop those in the comment section below and let me know what you think. And also let me know if you have found any other news. If you have found news and you have a news source that you can cite, throw the link in there as well. You know, we can read it together and maybe we can discuss this, and I can get somebody else's point of view. I would love that. So go ahead and drop those in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next one.